I want to tell you a few things while I'm up here tonight. I may not be an economist, but when government quadruples the national deficit in 1 year, we got problems. St. Louis, I may not be an economist, but when the current administration's budget adds more to the national debt than all previous presidents from George Washington to George W. Bush combined, we got problems. St. Louis, I'm not an economist, but when the U.S. leaders are traveling to China, communist China, and begging them to buy our debt, we've got problems. Missouri, I may not be a cocky news reporter that gets tingles running up and down my leg, but when Russian leader Vladimir Putin is warning American leaders about the dangers of socialism, we got problems. St. Louis, I'm not a cocky news reporter, and I don't have tingles running up and down my leg. But when communist China is warning our American leaders about their economic policies and lecturing us on the free market, we've got problems. St. Louis, when the EU president says that this administration's policies put America on the road to hell, I quote that, we've got problems. Missouri, I'm not a politician either. But when you pass a spending bill with 9,000 earmarks in it, and you blame it on George Bush when it was passed in 2009, we got some problems. I'm not a politician. I don't think I'd fit in well with that club. But when you sit in Congress, a Congress that blows $1.2 trillion in 12 days, we've got problems. St. Louis, I may not be a liberal U.S. Senator from Missouri, and you know who I'm talking about. But when you vote for a $1 trillion generational theft act, and then you vote for a record spending bill during a recession, and when you fund money for organizations, corrupt organizations like Acorn, we got some problems. St. Louis, I'm also not a spiritual Mensa. In fact, I don't even know what Mensa means. But when you burden our children and grandchildren with massive debt before they're even born, we've got problems. St. Louis, I'm not a spiritual messiah. But when you cut defense spending during war, or whatever they call it today, I'm not really clear on that, but give millions to the corrupt Acorn organization, we've got problems. I'm not a spiritual Mensa, but when you decide to give millions to fund foreign abortions, and that's one of your first decisions in office, during a recession, we got problems. So who am I, St. Louis? Let me tell you who I am. I'm like a lot of you out there. I'm an honest, hardworking, tax-paying, God-fearing, responsible, patriotic, self-sufficient American. St. Louis, I am we the people, not I the government. Let me ask you, Missouri, who are you? Is this the America that we're seeing right now? Is this the America your parents told you about? Is this the America you know and are proud of? Is this the America that you want to leave for your children and your grandchildren? No! Missouri. Let me ask you, St. Louis. Let me ask you, friends from Illinois. We all have a choice to make. A choice to be heard or a choice to be silenced. A choice to stand up or a choice to be afraid of the government coming and arresting us and putting us in some kind of camp. We have a choice to be empowered or we have a choice to be a victim. We all have a choice to make, St. Louis, and you've made yours today by the fact that you are here today. Thank you for making that choice and that commitment today. We can do this together. We can do this together, St. Louis, and we're going to do this together. There's 500 parties like this, protests across the country today. 500. There's hundreds of thousands of people out today. We can do this. This is just a start. We must take action. We have to take action for the future of our country. We have to take action for the future, for our freedoms. We have to take action for our liberty. We must take action, St. Louis. We must never give up. In the words of Winston Churchill, don't ever, 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 ever give up.